So it's a reoccurring theme, and I want to talk about it here today about Kirby Smart and his program right now. And, he came out with a statistic talking about over 50% of his players. It was their first year. But one thing that I want to talk about very specifically was a quote that Kirby had at Media Days in Atlanta. He said, "We've got to be patient with them, and we've got to get them better." The global feeling from people inside the program, people around the program, and so forth, is that this is a young team, but it's a very good team. It has the capability of being a very good team. You can hear, listen, if you've done this as long as some of us have, you can hear what he's saying. He's saying, hey, man, look, this is not an old team. This is not the 21 team. This is not the team that, we got in 17. This is a younger team, but they're good. And I think the question for the season is, if this coaching staff, which Kirby has called the best in the country, if he can get this coaching staff to get his players where they got to be by November. No, I didn't say September or August 31st, whenever they play Marshall and open up the season. Of course, we'll be there. We're at all these games. Make sure that you're taking advantage of being a viewer on this channel. We've got stuff like this offer where you can get 3 months and this magazine at Dawgpost. All of those things for $15. I'll put the link down below. Our buddies at Red Zone. We've got some more announcements that are coming up, but our friends at Red Zone, when you go to Athens in August, dropping the kids off for their first year at Georgia, or you're going for the first game, make sure you're checking out Scott and Mindy on Clayton Street downtown in Athens. They've been such good friends of ours. And you can pick up a Riding Home shirt there as well. It's washing right now, mine is, and that's not an exaggeration. And I don't think Kirby's exaggerating when he talks about how we've got to be patient, but we've got to get them better. So challenging. People this age and younger are challenging, because what he's having to do right now is get guys to do stuff that's not natural to them in many ways. It's hard to keep going. And the other thing too is these players are being paid, right? I mean, no matter if they win or lose, they're getting paid. Fact. So it's challenging. It's a challenging moment for everyone in college football, not the least of which is Kirby Smart and his program, which have done really well, but did not win the national championship these last 2 seasons. Fact. Is that a complete failure? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But I think at the same time, it's going to be tough, globally speaking, for probably anybody that's not Penn State to get to the beginning of the season and say we're in good shape. Because everyone else, whether you're talking about Texas and Arch, whether you're talking about the tremendous turnover at Ohio State, whether you're talking about season 2 for Kalen DeBoer and Alabama, or Kirby and his group, or let's just say Brian Kelly and his group, have a returning starting quarterback who can really throw the football. But LSU's not done it in a while. Even with Jaden Daniels, they didn't do it. So this is a tricky season, it seems to me. And you've got the 3 teams who have been the betting favorite, area of Texas, Ohio State, and Georgia. And then right after that, Penn State. I'm going to check this out real quick and just see as I go, over at BetMGM, just to see what the odds are. And I was literally at MGM this weekend, it was this past weekend, in Vegas, just kind of looking around and seeing what was going on in the sports book and so forth. But it was, for Georgia, I think, it seems to me like Texas is the best team in the country. It's what it feels like. That's, BetMGM. Georgia is plus 700 win the national championship. Now Penn State has moved up to plus 700 as well. And Texas is at plus 500 and Ohio State at plus 525. Could have been a lot of betting out there this week with media days for Big Ten in Vegas, literally. I don't know. I think Penn State is coming into this thing with the most returning players. I don't think that means that they're the best team. So I think for Georgia, I was talking to Matt earlier today. We were just kind of getting ready for the first game, believe it or not. And we were talking about, People really believe that this team really upgraded at receiver in a major way. And that's something people are going to talk a lot about as we head into the season, but they're going to have to go do it. That's the problem. Is that they're going to have to go do it. The other thing I'm just seeing with these odds are going to change significantly after the first weekend. I mean, the winner of Texas Ohio State is going to be the odds-on favorite to win it. I think if the LSU Clemson winner, particularly if it's Clemson, the odds for them to win the national championship could go up a lot too. But if you're Kirby and them, all that stuff, it's something I monitor. It doesn't mean that it's something I should monitor, but it is something I do monitor. And I think we've got to be patient with them. We've got to get them better. They know how to do that. Kirby and them know how to do this particular thing. But the timeline's shrunk a lot. Like, if you were, I know about losing weight. I know about gaining weight too. But I know about losing weight because when you're big like I am, you have had to lose it or you've chosen to lose it or whatever over time. And the thing about losing weight, and it's sort of like cooking anything or baking anything or cooking anything, you can't shrink the amount of time to do something. It's very hard to, like, if you're trying to lose 5 pounds in a week, that could be not healthy. That could be, I got a bug and I got sick. Or it could be, I'm taking something I probably shouldn't be taking, like if you're trying to lose 5 pounds over a month, I mean, that's pretty healthy. That's not a big deal. And there's things you can do. They're trying to get these guys ready in a period of time that is not what it used to be. It used to be, say, 18 months, 2 years to say, this guy is ready to play. Or 3 full years of being at Georgia, this guy's ready to start. They don't have that kind of time. And I can't remember what movie I was watching. The person was just saying, this is what it takes, but we don't have that kind of time, and I'm trying to force the issue here. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take guys like Griffin from Savannah or even Branch coming in from SC. And, Branch from SC is probably a bad example, but with Griffin or, anybody that's coming in that's young, Juan Gaston, or even some of the guys returning from a season ago, like, it's go time now. That's the problem. The problem is not, do you have the body to do it? The answer for that is usually yes with these guys. But do you have the mental understanding? Does your body have the ability to recover? Have you trimmed all the fat that you needed to trim in order to build up the muscle that you need? There's so much that goes into doing this for one person. Nevertheless, 85, paid players. Very challenging situation for this program. And the pressure is always there at Georgia. I mean, could you imagine what it would be like week 1 if Georgia won the game, say 24-0? People would be pissed. And they would be very angry. Why? Because the offense didn't score a boatload of points. I mean, this line from BetMGM is near 40 points. And if Georgia would only scratch out 24, it would be a problem. I would say this. It would be a problem. I'd like to see it and see what the 24 points looks like. I mean, are you fumbling at the 5 3 times or something like that? Or is it, you just really couldn't move the ball? The difference now, more than anything, is that in 2024, everything changed. It wasn't about you got to win the East, and the East will get you to Atlanta. It was about you got to play well at the end of the season. And had Georgia played the way they did the stretch of, offensively specifically, of Texas, Florida, Ole Miss, it'd have been a real problem at the end of the year. They just did not play well. They didn't play well against Florida or Ole Miss. But then they kind of recovered, against against Tennessee. That was probably Georgia's best overall game. They got down 10-0, I think it was, and they sort of routined Tennessee out of the ball game. I mean, Tennessee came in flying with offense, but they didn't score in the second half, I don't think. So, and the UMass game was uglier than you would like on defense. And then the Tech game was uglier than you like on defense. So that too. But this Georgia team a season ago was not consistent. I think if you can see consistency will equal points, period. But they've got to, quote, we've got to be patient with them and we got to get them better. It's hard to do both those things at the same time. That's the challenge right now for Kirby and them, is doing both those things at the same time. It's tricky.